or rosé.
White.
Or bubbles.
I'll go white.
White. Portuguese Vinho Verde. This is a French Gascon. And this one's new. This is a Sauv Blanc. I haven't even tasted this one. I'll have to taste it. So there's your Vinho Verde. You can just taste it. This one's great. This is like a Central France Gascon. It's a blend of Colombard and Gros Manseng, but it's just kind of a nice middle of the road.
I'm gonna finish that one.
Easy drinking white. This one is, we just got it in yesterday. This is a California Sauv Blanc. Oh, there you go. All of our wines are the same price. Kind of.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the LivLocal Show. I am your host, Sean Savitt with LivLux Real Estate, and I have with me Beckie with Audacity Lounge, and I couldn't be more excited for today's interview. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in because like I said, I've been really looking forward to this interview. Can you tell me a little bit about, obviously it's a wine bar, we're gonna talk a little bit about that, but how did you come about opening it?
Well, it was actually initially supposed to be a coffee shop.
No way.
And we did start that way. I think I know our sign still says coffee on there, but we're not doing that anymore, just the wine. We had planned on just being kind of a part-time owners of a coffee shop while we did our other business. And then when COVID happened, everything changed, and so with our other business down and not being operated because it's in events, large events, so we put all of our focus on here. We had the liquor license, so we decided to go ahead and build it out and add wine as a central part of it.
Very cool. So we talked a little bit ahead of time while we were getting things set up. What that week actually looked like. Can you tell me a little bit about how that went with the ribbon cutting and kind of bringing it all together?
Yeah, so we signed the lease March 6th of 2020. Everything shut down 10 days later. And so it's the first couple of months before we took possession of it, we were just kind of waiting to see what would happen. And by May, we were kind of like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this. And since we needed a really big, bold name, we went with Audacity, because who else would open a wine bar in the middle of a pandemic? And so yeah, we went ahead, full steam ahead, and opened August 1st. And we were, really gluing things down right up until the night before. And so we opened August 1st, had a big ribbon cutting, there were bands, it was a huge party, a lot of fun. Probably the first time most people had gotten out since COVID hit.
So they're really eager to get out and socialize. And
it was a lot of fun.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what were some of the challenges that were maybe, we talked about COVID and shifting directions from coffee to wine. I feel like a lot of people would have kind of hit the eject button and been like, oh man, but you guys went with it.
Yeah, we've just kind of had this flow with whatever's going on attitude, and we put everything on wheels. There's kind of a joke around here. All of our regulars know not to lean into anything too much because you never know what's going to move. We set this up to be able to rearrange, to go out front, to be outside, to be inside, to be at the front door, to be at a back door. We can move things around, and we often do, and our regulars think that's pretty fun too, because they might be in one week and next week they're like, wait, the bathroom's over there? Or at least the hallway to get there.
So one of my favorite things is that's kind of a theme that's stuck and has become incorporated into the menu and the way that things come about. So can you talk a little bit about, let's say someone comes in, it's their first time in, what would that experience look like, or what can they expect?
Come in, and when you get here, you're kind of like family, and this is a lot like our living room. It is our living room, really, because we live out back. And so you're greeted like you would be coming into our home. We ask you, what you feel like drinking, red, white, rosé, if you're drinking wine, or otherwise beer, or some non-alcoholic choices. And then we give you a tasting. So if you're drinking white wine, you get to taste what we're pouring that day, and it changes pretty much daily, which is why we don't have a menu.
You don't have a menu. Tell me, how does this work?
We have kind of guidelines, at least online. You can go online and see that we have charcuterie, we have a couple of starters, crab cakes as pretty much a regular special, and then we usually have a nightly special of whatever we feel like making that day.
Very cool.
Or whatever I should say the chef feels.
If there was a certain day of the week that would be the best day to come in and check things out, what would that look like?
If you're a savvy wine drinker, I'd come on a Tuesday, because that's when we do our free tastings.
Free tastings. So give me a little story with that. How does that work?
So 4 to 6 every Tuesday, we get a whole new lineup of wine. And you could call it a wine up, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, we line it all up on the bar, and we open them all, and everyone can taste what we have coming in for the week. And that's free from 4 to 6. We usually lay out some snacks. They look a lot like that, and it's a good time.
I love how you say it. So then that is kind of what to expect for the rest of the week, and
But we won't have them all open the rest of the week. If you come on a Thursday, we may have 3 whites, 3 reds, as opposed to the full lineup.
So it really seems like an opportunity for people to come in and kind of sample things or find things, discover wines that maybe they wouldn't normally find or come across.
We specialize in a lot of undervalued wines, things that you won't see in liquor stores or really in most restaurants. They're pretty rare.
So what happens if they come in on a Tuesday, they find a wine they love, and they want to take it home with them?
They take it home with them.
They could do that.
Yeah, we do that.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can stock your wine cellar, your wine fridge weekly, and we offer pretty good deals on the bottle all week long, really, and on our sidewalk sale right now, but definitely every Tuesday.
So as far as feedback goes, what have you guys been hearing? What do people love most about coming in here?
They love that it's unique. It's definitely a different, it's just a different concept. It's not your everyday kind of experience.
One of the biggest things that I noticed when I walked in is it's very bright in here. When I think wine, a lot of times I think kind of a dimly lit, darker space, and it's very intimate. This, you said family, like your family room. That is very much what it feels like.
Well, it's kind of on cleaning volume right now. The lights, we usually have them more dim than this.
Okay. But then even the art on the walls.
But yes, the art on the walls, everything is, it's casual. But,
okay.
I mean, we're talking kind of fancy stuff. We've got charcuterie, we've got, excellent wines. We like our fancy stuff, but in a casual setting.
Love it. So it's very welcoming.
Yeah.
What have been some maybe surprises or things you maybe didn't expect?
The community that we've created. Didn't expect that. We were just a very unique place. Have different types of people from different backgrounds, and yeah, it's really become a neighborhood place, and we've introduced these neighbors to that neighbor, that are sitting on this end of the bar to that end of the bar. Oh, you should meet these people. We've got a lot of people that have started coming in, and then we've introduced them to each other, or they show up on the same night, and now they're friends and they come together, or they just come alone and know that they're going to see their friends and neighbors here.
I love it.
So.
And kind of creating that community through the vehicle that you guys have created here. What's something that maybe people don't know about Audacity Lounge? That's a hard one.
That is a hard one. Maybe something we don't talk about, but is kind of cool, is the zero waste thing. We aim to be zero waste. We're really conscientious of how we pour wine, which is one of the reasons why we do it the way we do it. We're conscious on keeping our prices low and on providing a really great experience. So as everything is rising and rising and rising, we're able to keep our costs low because we're pretty savvy in how we handle our waste, and we only buy, you know, what we know we're going to sell, and we only open a few bottles at a time so that we're not pouring out wine. Is what it tries.
Love it. Love it. Let's talk a little bit about environment and events and things like that. Is this a space that if somebody had an event that they could rent out or can
we
have
do
here?
Everything from small meetings to weddings.
Has someone gotten married here?
They will be.
Oh
We've had
my gosh.
rehearsal dinners, and we've had some brunches or greetings for weddings, but we'll have our first wedding this November.
How cool.
Yeah.
How about music?
We have live music often. We keep everybody up to date on that on our website. We used to try and do it on a regular, but it just wasn't quite taking off on like a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. So now we just coordinate events and make sure to promote them on our social media and our website.
Okay. And that'll all be posted in the comments, but would you share the website or how they can find
AudacityLounge.com.
you? Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Love it. Is there anything else that we would want to talk about or share or highlight?
I mean, I would share a little bit about our chefs. They're both
Do you want to bring him in?
Extremely
Or
talented. I don't
just
know.
talk about him a little? Okay.
Wait till he's pretty camera shy, so he'll
Okay.
probably just get mad if I ask him to. But Jeremy might talk a little bit about his background. He's new to our team. He's a very accomplished chef, and Wade has a long history of owning restaurants and managing well-known Denver landmark restaurants, and extremely talented chefs, both of them.
So you brought them in here. I'm going to ask you to kind of answer for them. What do you think excites them about working here?
They
can
love
work
it
anywhere.
because there's sort of no bounds. Our charcuterie is listed as just that, charcuterie. So that entails meats, cheeses, and whatever else. So
And then they can have a little
they
artistic
get to have
freedom.
a lot of creative license. There's a lot of creativity and artistry that goes into every plate. And each one is kind of a piece of art, and
Very
they get
cool.
to take pride in that. One thing that we're attempting to grow, especially as we go into winter, is to go. So for
Okay.
parties or even just a night in.
So that's a great thing to talk about. Part of how we came to sit down today is that I actually ran into you catering an event. Can you talk a little bit about what you offer there?
We're happy to cater events. We can deliver off-site and on certain size events, and we'll be having our charcuterie up for delivery very soon.
And the wine's good to go too,
Yeah.
which
The wine you actually do have to pick up. It's illegal to just sell it online and deliver it. You have to show ID, and we
Sure.
have to make sure that it's going to the right place.
love it. Okay. Well, thank you so
Rules.
much. Right? Rules. Thank you so much for your time and being on my show today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been another episode of the LivLocal Show. I'm your host, Sean Savitt with LivLux Real Estate. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Beckie, thank you so much for your time today. If you're interested in being featured in a future episode, go ahead and reach out to me today. The contact info will be below. It'll also be available in the comments section. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Have a good one.